Hello and welcome to the DYB podcast, Mastermind Secrets. Ooh. In this mastermind episode, you'll get to hear the challenges and solutions of your peers to help you to double your business faster. As you watch in, we invite you to join. We have groups that meet at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays and Wednesdays via Zoom. Without further ado, let's get this road on the show. Hello and welcome to MG11. Our mission is to build profitable businesses so that we can have financial freedom, time for our families, and make an impact in our communities. Let's kick it off with some big wins. Daryl, would you lead the way, please?
Yeah, on a personal level, I did have to cancel a vacation a couple weeks ago just because of work, and I never let work get in the way, but I did this time. Is my bad. But I did go jeeping with some friends this weekend, so that was pretty cool. Got to hang with some big boys that were actual rock crawlers. It made me feel like a little kid. But on a personal level or business level, a couple weeks ago, you guys remember me telling you I bid on a old time Plonkin theater here in my hometown. It's a historical theater. I think the Phantom of the Opera may be coming to our area next year. So it's actually really cool, historical. And there's a private donor who wanted to pay for all the bids that I bid 2 years ago. I upped my prices 15% and landed a $63,000 job. So that was pretty cool. Only bidder inside. It's going to be in January. My entire winter is booked. So it's pretty awesome.
Right on. Way to go, Daryl. Fantastic. That is a big win. Quick question, though. Anytime I go out jeeping with Jeeps that are bigger than mine, I come back ordering a bigger lift. Is that what you did?
No.
No. you have more self-control than I do.
Yeah.
I see them. I'm like, I want to have that much fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Right on. Hey, Seuss. Big wins.
Hey, Steve. Yes, my big wins, guys, is that I got December booked. And
Yes.
one of those was from staying top of mind. So that was a good one. And then I'm working on meeting agendas for my business. I got those more organized. So those are my big wins.
Right on. So hold on. So hold the phone, friend. We got to pull this back a little bit because we were looking at maybe a week's of work, just 1 week of work. We were down to 1 week of work, and we've been sweating the last few weeks. So share some of those top of mind methods, please, that worked for you.
Yeah, so one of those jobs that I closed was with a Rotarian, just building relationships at Rotary with other Rotarians. So we worked for her, and she had me come back and do another estimate. So we got that job. And then the other one, I did a cookie contest. So Steve has told me I would send friend requests to customers. So that's what I did. I've been doing it for the last few months. There's a customer I work for in the summertime, and he commented on that. Nah, I believe it all has to do with staying top of mind, so the system works.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Good job. Quick caveat here. You notice I didn't ask him to ask people to follow his page. What are we, like Messiah? Come follow me? No, instead connect with them. Let's connect and let's be friends on your personal profile because that's where you get all the exposure. So connect. So he did. And when he first started, like he didn't really use it a lot. And so there was a lot of good news is there's a lot of opportunity there. So we started going through and just friend requesting all his customers. And then he ran some of the cookie contest, and then somebody commented on one of the cookie contests, right? Hey, Seuss, I need some painting done.
Yeah.
Easy, stay top of
That
mind.
is awesome.
Way to go, buddy. December is booked. All right. Next meeting, I want to hear January and February is booked.
Yes.
Okay. Good job. All right. Juan. Good morning. Big wins.
Good morning. I'm on the same because I've been doing top of mind calls because I wanted to book January. So I make 10 top of mind calls to all clients, which make to 6 estimate and 3 close jobs. So I'm booked January.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just closed. I got a space, a shop. So I got a bigger shop. So I'm going to be setting up a spray booth for cabinet work. So those are my 2 big wins for.
Yeah. That's awesome, Juan. Way to go. Way to get after it. Stay top of mind. It's easy to do, right? And just like that, roll them in. Great job, buddy. Thank you. Steven, big wins.
Good morning. Big wins. We're booked out in August, December. We're in Christmas mode right now. We're doing Rotary Christmas parties, the tip Christmas parties. I'm going to a B&I Christmas party. So we're in Christmas party mode. But funny thing is I'm booking jobs for them because everyone needs a painter. So each one of them that I left from left with an appointment to go do an estimate. So
Yes, sir.
networking, baby.
Yeah.
Stop buying leads. It's painful, but I stopped buying leads. It's actually freaking scary, but every
Yeah.
day I'm out doing something and my guys are working.
There you go. Right
It's
on.
a different thing.
Awesome. Great job, Stephen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sonia.
I'm through December and I have January, half of January going. So that's the good thing. And I've been really working the system to work those internet leads that I jumped into, really working them hard and using the system, the checklist for the sales process. I skip a beat here and there, but most of it, at least now I'm getting to where Isaac, it's a pleasure working with you. And I look forward to working with you. And do I have your business? So that's been a game changer. And then, you can see, and then I can the follow up and I've asked it twice. So it's like working so I can follow up next week or for these other ones that I had, but I had 3 out of 3 that I had gone on. Yeah. So I was like,
Where to go?
Yeah, and some good ones too. Yeah.
Okay. She's on a roll.
Yeah.
All right. Way to go, Sonia. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Isaac.
Hey, everybody. I'm continuing to step out of my comfort zone and it's causing good things. I officially have 2 awesome employees and I've never had employees before. And it's going really well. There's already great company culture, getting jobs knocked out, and they're doing a good job. The thought of always feeling like I have to be on the brush in order for it to go well is falling by the wayside. So that feels good. I'm starting to feel like I can breathe again and actually start to have vision and ideas for growth outside of just frantically getting the jobs done. So that's been amazing. And then my shift to doing estimating in the evenings for now is going fine, and I'm continuing to book work, and we're booked through February. Yeah, things are going good.
Awesome. On Isaac. Great job, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Lauren. What's the
Hey, good
temperature down
morning,
in
guys.
Naples, buddy?
Oh, it's not too bad. It's too right now. I think you're freezing, right?
A little chilly. Yeah. Yeah. I've got the heater on.
Is still snowing or no?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that post. It wasn't, I found that. I thought it was just a really cool
Oh,
post.
okay. I
The
thought
guy
it was
behind the
snowing
Jeep.
Tennessee as well.
Yeah. No,
Wow,
that
love
wasn't my
snow.
picture. There was no snow here. It's not that cool.
Okay, big wins. Starting with BNI. You know how BNI works. I had a lady, it's a home watch, and she recommended me to one of her clients because one of the painters went there to paint all the exterior windows, doors, screen, the sliding door, and everything is failing. So I have to go back, strip everything. And actually, I do automotive paint. I don't go with another product. So yesterday we finished like 90%. Today I'm going to finish the rest of it, but lady is thrilled completely. So that's one. The second one is, you know how you follow up with a client all the time? We were talking about, if you remember, I had the client follow up for a year, and all in a sudden a referral come from her now. So I'm going today to give an estimate, which is awesome. It's like
Nice.
perfect. Yeah. And the other thing is like what I'm getting ready is this one. It's Christmas time.
Hold on. It's
Where's-
blurry. This way to
Okay.
the left. Your left a little bit.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. It doesn't
anyway,
want to.
here's the box. Whole weekend, I'm gonna have a lot of work to do.
Those cards?
Okay. Yes, it's Christmas cards.
Oh, okay.
I
So
mean-
when you hold it out, it goes to your blurry
Yeah,
background.
it's
No, hold it.
because-
So
I don't know.
watch this for and hold it in front of your face.
You cannot
Okay,
see it because
okay.
it's the setup of the iPad. But anyway,
Yeah.
so that's I'm just very excited for weekend. Whole
Mhm.
family's gonna write cards, no matter what. They have to be part of the business.
There you go.
So-
Get that assembly
Oh.
line going. Put them to work.
Yeah. So
Signs.
hopefully, not hopefully, but I'm hoping like I'm very positive from those Christmas cards. At least I'm gonna have 2 or 3 clients. I have a full box, like 200 clients that has to go out. So let's see how it goes. But that's are my 3 big weeks
Yes,
for this
sir.
week. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Steve.
Fantastic. Way to be, Florin. Thank you. Bryce. Good morning. Big win, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. We've got quite a bit of leads coming in, which is awesome. And we've got December scheduled out, which is great. We're working to get January scheduled out as well. I have found a Rotary Club, and I am going to my first Rotary meeting here soon,
Cool.
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Mhm.
Definitely. I've got a new guy I got hired, and he has proven to be very capable. And I'm very excited about him because he's very bilingual. And with him and one other guy that I've got, we're going to pair them up as a team. And we're getting a work van or truck established for them. And so we're hoping that by the first of the year, we can have them as a self-sustaining and operating crew where I don't really have to load equipment or materials for these guys. And so that's really super exciting.
Yes, sir. Way to be, Bryce. You are on a roll, my friend.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Brandon, go ahead and plug your mic in for us, please.
There we go. Sorry. So we just purchased the new van. I went ahead and got my other lead moved up to start the second crew. So last week was the first week where we got 2 jobs done in a week, which was awesome. So got him going, did some interviews. I've got 2 guys that I'm going to bring back for a second interview. So excited about that. And then another big win was our newsletter landed us a job last week. And I had posted that in the group me chat, but I had sent out this bid and had tried to follow up with this customer multiple times and no response. I sent out my Thanksgiving newsletter, and then she ended up just paying her deposit and then messaged me and said, "Hey, to go ahead and have you do the job." And my wife ended up texting me and was like, "Hey, one of our members is having you paint for her." And I was like, "Really? What's her name?" And so she told me. And then I was like, "Really? That's interesting." I was like, she like didn't respond to me. And then out of nowhere, she just paid her deposit, didn't say anything. And then she was like, my wife texted me back and she had asked her and she said, "Yeah, she saw your Thanksgiving newsletter with the picture of our family and noticed me and was like, oh, that's Sammy from OTF." And then that was like what encouraged her to go ahead and move forward. So I think that was just the power of like personal connection through the newsletters that got me that job.
Nice. Now, moving forward, just bring a picture of your wife and drop her name at every estimate.
I do drop her a lot. I'm like, especially if I'm anywhere near her work and people look like remotely athletic, I'm like, "You don't happen to go to OTF, do you? Orange Theory Fitness." And sometimes people do. So
yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. Love that. Make sure there's a picture of you guys and your stories on your website, right? That's part of the website conversion.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So that helps. Craig.
I've got a couple of big wins. So I got some Christmas cards printed out, and my painter, the painter that has the neatest handwriting is duly writing those out for me because my penmanship, it would not get where it's going. So his penmanship is like a typewriter. Yeah, so he's addressing all the cards for me, and he should have those sent out in the next day or so. And then last Mastermind, we chatted about offering interior design services, color concept for jobs. And so I'm meeting with an interior designer tomorrow who's very interested in that idea, and we're just going to flesh out the details.
Way to go. That is awesome, Craig. Taking action, implementing. I love the 2 things, delegating and implementing. Way to go. And I can relate, Craig. I too write in hieroglyphics. I can't even read my own hieroglyphics sometimes. Way to be. All right. One thing, Daryl.
Yeah, I know we got a big group here, so I'll keep my short one. I went and bid a job for a employment agency a couple weeks ago, and it's unrelated but related. Really, the people, the way they seem like they're really good people there. And a week later, which was last week, I had the secretary call me to see if I am looking to hire painters because they have a couple in their group that are looking for work. And I thought she had called me because I went and looked at their place. So I called her back and she was like, or I told her who I was. She goes, "Oh, you were here last week." So it's completely unrelated. So anyways, I talked with the manager who I had spoke with to look at the whole painting place or painting their place. And she said that they try to line up people that are looking for long-term employment. And so they will do the initial vetting for me. They will set up the interview if I want, or I can set up an interview. It seemed very autonomy oriented if I wanted it to do my way. So I'm thinking about meeting with her today. I told her I was going to call her today, but I wanted to wait till after this group. But I've never worked with an employment agency, but I think I'm going to do this. I mean, because we are in a small area. I told the lady, I said, most time when a painter's in our area, they know to call the painters. They know to call Sherwin-Williams. But in this day and age, maybe they don't.
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody's ever used an employment agency. I never have, but I think I'm going to move forward on it this week.
So a couple things I would say is one is go to your hourly sell rate calculator.
Mhm.
Okay. And if you're able to bring on another person or two, maybe even two, right? Let's
Yeah,
just
two.
project two more.
Two.
Okay. And if you're able to not raise overhead or keep it minimal, if you do adjust it, whatever you think it might be to bring on two more, and look what it does to the bottom line. Watch the projection at the bottom line. You're going to see the profits just skyrocket because your overhead's covered, right? And you already have a healthy business and it's very profitable. But watch when you bring on a couple more what that production does to your profitability, and you're going to see a dynamic difference in the profitability. So, what you want to do is take that and use that as consideration as you meet with the employment company to how much they're going to charge. I don't know what the fee is going to be. It varies, right? Whatever they're providing a service and it's a professional service, and there's probably going to be sticker shock there.
Mhm.
Okay. So before you get shocked, understand the value of what this can mean for you
Mhm.
if they stick with you. And then that profit's just the first year.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm. Has
So-
anybody used an employment agency, Craig?
Just a question for you, because I've used I haven't used like a professional employment agency, but there's like the professional ones that like charge an override on the wages for a period of time. And then there's also the government sponsored employment agencies. Is it a private one or is it
It's private. Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the government ones, the government funded ones, the people that they usually throw at you, you have to go through quite a few to find a normal person.
Yeah, that's why I
If you
stay
know what I
clear
mean.
of that. Yeah, I stay clear of the Oklahoma employment, whatever it's called. I don't like dealing with them.
Being a police officer, he's probably arrested half of them. So
Yeah, I've had some of them apply. It's funny because some of them don't know who I am and they've applied to me and I'm like, next, please.
The criminal background checks are easier for Daryl.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Right on. All right. Hey, Seuss, you're up, buddy.
Yes, I got something simple here. So this is related to warranty. I noticed I'm doing a bad job tracking my 7-year warranty. So I was wondering what you guys use to track that for every year, and what do you use to send reminders that their 1 year has come up already or 2 years, like a happy painting anniversary, something like that.
Yeah, I'll just share a few things and then let's hear for some others. But you can set up a reminder in your calendar, right? You Google Calendar, Smith 7-year warranty. And then you can set up automations. If you use an active campaign, you can set up a simple 7 email automations, just one, and you can schedule them to go out once a year. Right. Hey, happy paintiversary. We're year 1 into your 7-year warranty. And just wanted to remind you, if anything is not right, please let me know. Right. So those are a couple of easy ways to automate it. Right. Anybody
Yes,
else?
good.
No, I'm with Jesus on that one.
Okay. Greg?
I'll chime in again. I use it as a touch point. To me, if there's something wrong, they can reach out to me. But failing that, like whenever I get low on work, and I'll look through all the people whose anniversary is past and whose anniversary is coming up, and I'll give them a phone call and just say, your 1-year painting anniversary is here. Is there anything around the place that you need touching up? And inevitably they'll say, oh, no, everything's good, but actually you could quote on such and such. So I use it more as a touch point.
Mm-hmm. Craig.
And Craig, how do you track that? Looking through all your customers, I imagine there's a lot of them. How do you know 1 year has come up?
I just run the reports on my estimating software. Those estimates that have been like basically a year old. Or not the estimates, but like the closed jobs, like when I completed the project.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. We'll move along here. Do the sake of time. Juan, you're up.
Okay, so I gonna pick everybody's mind here. Yeah, so I'm trying to I don't know if I should or not, set up financing through when I do the estimate.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's going to be a good idea, get a financing company, or what do you guys think?
So I looked into this years back because I had learned that a local competitor was offering financing. I'm like, how in the world is he doing this? Because I had an idea about the size of his operation, and I just thought his operation is much smaller than mine. How's he able to afford it? Then I learned that he was a franchise here, and then so I did more research, and here's what I found. I didn't go through with it, and here's why. Because if you offer financing, you are likely, now not in every case, but you're more likely to attract C clients who can't afford to have it done. And then it's for us, remember, part of the system is it's not about just getting the one sale, but it's about building your referral network. And that's not a referral network that you want to get into, because birds of a feather flock together. So they're going to refer you to all of their broke friends, to put it bluntly. So I would not offer financing. Anybody who can afford to have it done, they have credit cards. And they're usually, pretty responsible with their credit cards, keep a low balance anyway, so they can finance it themselves. And then remember, you have the sales tool of saying, if you like points, we can put on your credit card for you.
Yeah, when it comes to financing, like you say, the paid scouts over that. They have called the Y stack. So what I find lately, I have one client, he didn't want to go through that, like paying completely. So he tried to pay me, put me monthly, something like that. So I sent direct to that Y stack, and then let's sign with them, but they are not checking their credit history or something, Social Security, something like that. So they give them for a year, no interest or something like that, which is great. And the other one, what I find out about the credit card lately, how we struggle with the clients. Hey, I need the check, pay me now, pay me later, whatever. With a credit card, when I set the credit card is on the file, when I send the invoice, guess what? They pay the interest rate right away. They don't care at all, which is great for me.
Yeah.
So it happens to me, like it's been like 2 months and they pay through credit card. It takes me like 2-3 days to get paid, but at least I have the money in the bank account.
Yeah.
So
Can
Go ahead, Brandon.
Oh, I was just going to share. I know this is like contrary to what you're saying, but we do use WiseTech and we've used it for a couple years. And what I do like about it is the customer still has to pay our deposit. They can only finance like the back end. And once the job is done, we get paid. And then WiseTech handles the finance part separate from us, and we're not even involved in that. Just from my point of view, it has worked for me. We don't do a ton. It's not like it gets us a ton of extra jobs, but there have been a few situations where it's gotten us jobs that we wouldn't have, that were like either higher ticket jobs or something like that. But just wanted to share that from my perspective.
Yep.
So if you guys are going to use them, again, my encouragement is just don't advertise it, like discounts.
Yeah, we don't advertise it. It's just, it's there as an option, and sometimes customers use it, but we don't really push it.
Good. Yeah, because we don't want to attract those C&D clients.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, Steven, you're up.
I found a new software to seek out property management companies and building owners. It's called Prospect Now. And to me, it's a big win because it's easy to categorize like people and buildings, and so I've been having a lot of success with that. I sit there and dial 2 hours a day to prospect new either landlords or property management companies. So that's been working for us too. I've been building new relationships, going out meeting people, looking at buildings. So
Nice.
that's working. I don't know if you guys use anything like that, but it's called Prospect Now. It's a little pricey, but it's great stuff. Good information.
Anybody using something like that? Okay. Right on. Thank you, Steven. Appreciate that. Sonia.
There's all these little things underneath this umbrella, but I think the main thing I need to work on is jam sessions and focus planner. I'm still a little lost on, I have it and I was like, okay. And then I just like doodle in it because I'm not very, I watch the videos. I'm still lost on how do I need a lot of planning. I know the ADD thing gets in the way. We've gone over that before, and I have all those notes of who to go to, what to do, but I think it's my jams that I'm really struggling with to get it in the pocket that needs to be in and stay there. and do this. So
Okay, so
on that.
Yep. Quick few questions. And what time do you go to sleep? What time do you go to bed?
Oh, it varies. 11 o'clock is like my average.
Okay. What time do you usually wake up, or do you use an alarm? And if so, what time is it set for?
My body wakes me up at 5:30 on the dot every morning.
Okay. So 11 to 5:30, that's 6.5 hours. So some bodies might be okay with that. I would encourage a little bit more. So I would challenge you to go to bed sooner. Start backing it up. You can do it incrementally, like drip it back, 15 minutes or 30 minutes at a time. And you're going to want to get to at least before 10, 9 would be ideal. Personally, I like 8 because I get to wake up super early, right? Some guys are shaking their heads, and sometimes I get 2 jam sessions in before anybody wakes up.
Yes.
And that's really the key to getting jam sessions in, is to go to bed early, because the only thing happens at 11 o'clock is Netflix. And we're not going to double our business watching Netflix. We're going to double Netflix's business, but not ours. Now, I'm speaking generally, not to you, Sonia. I don't know what you do at 10 o'clock, but generally it's what else happens. You're too tired to play board games with the family or whatever. And so you just turn on and veg out. So instead, I would encourage you to say, you know what, for a season, I'm just going to practice a next level of discipline. I'm going to get to bed sooner just for a season. Okay. So that we can double up faster. And then once you get out of the season and you do, then your cash flowing and systems are in place and everything's going well. And if you want to stay up late, you can afford the leisure options at that time, if that makes sense. But really, to get jam sessions in, it's incredibly difficult to get them in during the day, unless you like turn all devices off and go into a cave where nobody can find you. It is incredibly difficult to get a jam session in during the day. It happens before the day. In order for that to happen, we have to go to bed extra early.
Minutes. So 10:30.
Just back it up, because it's a new habit. And so you don't go cold turkey and 8 p.m. Steve goes, hey, I'm going, don't do that. Okay, you work yourself up to it. In fact, so it was because of jam sessions that I was able to write my book while running Burnett Painting. So if you can imagine that, writing a book is one of the hardest things I've ever done. It took 6 months, but it was 6 months of jam sessions, 5-6 days. I'd average 5 days a week, probably 5 days a week, and sometimes early Saturday mornings too. And I miss one during the week or whatever. But for 6 months, and that's how I got the book written. Or just early morning jam sessions, and then go about the rest of the day, and still home by 2 or 3 p.m. And you can too, but it all starts with getting to bed early. Get to bed early, and then just tell yourself to get yourself there, to say, look, it's just for a season. It's only for a season. Now, you may like it and never stop like me on some of the others here, because you're like, it's so productive. You just get so much more done, and you feel great. Your confidence is through the roof, and it doesn't matter what the world or the business throws at you the rest of the day, because you've already crushed it.
Okay. And to use this.
There you go.
All right. And that's another thing, is where do I start with my jam session? Like, what do I do in there? That's another thing. I'll get in there and I'm like, where do I start? What do I start with?
That's another great question. So what you want to do is, a lot of times this is decided the day before, because you don't want to wake up and then go off your emotions, and we have waking up and not clear. Yeah. So the day before, the night before, ideally, you want to discover what is the one thing. And that's why we come back to the question in the book, from the one thing, and what is the one thing I can do such that by doing it will make everything else easier and or necessary. Okay, so basically you look at your list. Here you go. You look at your list, and which one is going to give you the most leverage?
Which one's most leverage? Okay. Mm-hmm. That helps.
And then that's your priority number 1. You don't go on to number 2 until you finish priority number 1.
Okay. Don't look at anything else. That's another issue too. Look at the whole thing, and then I'm like, okay,
you want just blinders on. You need those blinders on. Get rid of everything. Shut it all off so that you can do just that.
Yeah. Hey, Sonia, I was having issues with that too a couple years ago. And when I got into Mastermind, because I have to wake up at 4:30. So I went to bed early, and now I'm used to it. I don't even use an alarm. But for your thing, Brian Tracy has a book called Eat That Frog. Mm-hmm. And that is really good. Brian Tracy's really good. He doesn't get energetic. Do you have it up there?
There's goals. I have a bunch of his.
Anything Brian Tracy is amazing. So I would definitely start there. It helps you so much. But I would start with Eat That Frog. It's really good.
I agree. He's one of my heroes too.
Okay. Not an elephant, the frog. Okay. Great. Eat that frog. This is very helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Isaac, you're welcome. Isaac, you're up. Thank you.
Yeah. So as my guys continue to go, what are some practical checkpoints and markers that would help me indicate that it's okay for me to regularly step back from being on the job site as much? Is it just that they're able to complete the job well? Or is there some stuff that I could keep in mind to go, oh, okay, I think I'm just about ready to let back on the reins?
Yeah, again, you want to just drip this out. You start with, I'm going to run to the store, I'll be right back. Or I'm going to run to the paint store, I'll be right back. Or I have a lunch meeting, or I'm going to Rotary, I'll be back. So you start with those, stepping away for an hour at a time. And it's touch and go. Just see how they go. Now, here's something that is really important, that if you grab a hold of this now, it's not going to be a huge issue when you have 12 guys and you're doing $1 million a year. And that is, when they reach out while you're gone, practice the 9-minute rule.
Yeah, that's
The
good.
9-minute rule. Okay. They will ping you because they don't have the self-confidence or reassurance to make decisions on their own.
Yeah.
All right. It's just common. It's part of it. Wait 9 minutes before you respond to text or calls. Wait 9 minutes. It's hard to do. Just wait and just know they're going to make some mistakes, and it's okay. Because the truth is, we made a lot of mistakes. We just don't remember them all. Okay. 9 minutes. And then when you reply back, eventually what's going to happen is they're going to say, oh, we figured it out, Isaac. What you're doing is you're training them to decide for themselves. You're training them to lead rather than being fully dependent on you.
Sure. That's good.
All right, you get that now, and you don't have 12 people pinging you all day, every day. Okay, good.
And so as I grow, do you see guys doing, we'll just say $1 million that have a project manager, or at $1 million, are you still owner/project manager?
Okay, here's what the org charts look like. And that's a great question. There are a lot, it's old school to think that you need a project manager. In fact, today with a proper tech stack, it's inefficient. It's not necessary. You can keep that 60,000, give or take 20 in your pocket, in your bottom line. What it usually, when somebody's at $1 million and they have or think they need a project manager, it just means they're inefficient. You can get to 1.2, sometimes 1.5 on your own with just an admin. All right. And with the right tech stack, the tech stack and culture, two qualifiers here. You have to have the right people on the team who are responsible and honest and caring and hard workers. With the right tech stack, they manage their own projects. Okay. And then you as a salesman should be able to sell $1.2 million to $1.5 million on your own. And then with the tech stack, the crew leads manage their own projects. But at the $1.2 million, $1.5 million is when you bring on another salesperson, and that salesperson is also the project manager for their projects. But there's not a lot of managing to do as long as they have the right people on the team, right, with the right tech stack.
Okay. Awesome.
All righty. Hey, you're welcome. Florin.
Last week, I went to price an estimate for the cabinets. So everything went very well. I explained lady about like how the procedure is going to go, what kind of materials we're going to use, and she was very happy about that. And then she said to me, I have another 2 prices, but you are in the middle. And I was like, really? I should raise my price and go higher.
Yes, sir.
Right?
I missed something. What do you mean I'm in the
so
middle?
I said, okay. I said, what's the difference? And she goes, I like the way how you introduce your estimate and everything is perfect. The bad thing is like her husband was not there. So try to get the what you call the deposit. So I called it down, right? And back and forth, she said, I'll call you tonight and this and that. So she didn't call me, but she sent me a message. And she said, oh, we decided to go with the other contractors. I said, okay, that's okay. So I sent an email back and politely said, thank you for your time and this and that. And hopefully everything goes well. If something goes wrong with your paint, let us know. We'll come back and fix for you, you know. But my question is, do you guys follow up with the clients for every estimate survey, let's say? Email probably or something like that, to figure out what is good and what is bad. To figure out, go probably deeper, more, let's say more deeper inside on the client, what they think about the company, because she was ready to sign up.
So the answer is a hard yes, absolutely. In fact, this is how I built the DYB system, because data, there's that Jerry Maguire meme where he's showing me the money. And I swapped it out and said, show me the data. And he's screaming, show me the data. Because a lot of people talk about, I feel this and I feel that. Okay, I understand, but show me the data, right? I want to see the facts. And yes, and dive deep. And again, it's how tracking all this data is how I built the system. We would cut out the losers and double down on the winners. And after every estimate, whether you win or lose, you need to ask why. Right. So just like when we win, we say, thank you. You could have went with another company. Why'd you choose us? And it'll blow your mind what they say. It's half the time, more than half the time, usually, it's not what you thought it was. You're like, whoa, that's good to know. Same thing when we lose one. Thank you very much. Why didn't you go with us? Or why did you go with them? What was the last factor? Absolutely. This comes back to one of my favorite scenes from the book Facing the Giants. Everybody seen that show, Facing the Giants? Okay. One of my favorite scenes there is the soccer boy who just moved to Texas with his father, right? Who's in a wheelchair. And he's bummed out. And they don't have a soccer team here, Dad. They're all about football here in Texas. He says, why don't you try out to be quicker? He says, I'm afraid I won't make the team. He says, son, you're already not on the team. You can't get any more not on the team than you are right now. So that principle, we're already at no. Okay. So if we lost the job, we already lost it. We're already at no. Absolutely ask them why. We can't get any more no than what we are. So find out why you lose them and find out why you win them. Alrighty.
Yeah, I had one like that, and so he told me it was because this guy does everything in one, but you were great. It was just that they had that one more thing on that they could do, that it's all in one. So then, and that was my on me. I didn't qualify before. I didn't set up the process. It was for a color consult / estimate, and it was from my trainers, but anyways, I got to ask, what was it? And so he says, it's because of that one person that had that extra step. So it helps. Okay, good to know. But I did get a gift card though. He did give me a $100 Lowe's gift card.
Nice. Okay. What a good guy.
You got something.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
That is good. Awesome. Very good. Thank you, Sonia. All right, Bryce, you're up.
We are in the process of trying to get the guys independent. That's the main goal right now, because I want to really lean in on network marketing and really expanding the number of people that know us. And so we can focus more on sales. And so really it's about trying to coordinate. And so I'm finding a little bit of challenge in the logistics. We don't really have an office space or anything like that. And storing equipment and getting equipment to where it needs to go is a challenge at the moment. So that's what we're working through. And I'm not sure whether the right move is to go get a storage unit and use that, or whether we should get a truck with a cap on it and just send the guys out with the same truck. It's filled with all the same tools all at the same time. So trying to work through the logistics of how do we keep them independent without having a shop space for them to rely on for storage and things like that.
Yeah, good question. So I've experienced, I think, all of these. Michigan had a great big shop and we had all the vehicles there, and they would come to the shop and load up and make some coffee and chat for half an hour before they got on the road. And legally, I got to pay them. And I thought, man, this is just something that's not working, And then in Florida, we did the same thing. What we did is we set up every crew lead's vehicle so that they had all the tools they need, all the basic tools. And then we use storage units. And what I love about this is nobody hangs out. You can't make coffee at a storage unit. And they pop by, grab what they might need, the larger tools, ladders, maybe some pumps. They would all keep like a small pump with them, but we had larger pumps there. And extra tarps, whatever, totes of tarps and things that they need in the storage unit. But we kept it lean. We kept it very lean. And then as you grow and expand, you can just go ahead and rent another storage unit in the other side of your market. And then maybe a third one in the other corner as you're expanding. And you just get it down to where, what are the necessities? What are the necessary tools that they need? And just try to keep it as lean as possible. And then everybody's responsible for their own tool bag, totes, small ladder, small pump. And then for us anyway, all of our people had their own hand tools. They had their own brushes, they had their own hammers. And because I'd rather pay them another $1 or $2 more an hour than have to keep buying brushes. And I found that worked. They took more pride in them. Plus, they like to buy those $30 Corona Zanes, in which they're great in Florida and they held up really well in the stucco. So it made sense in the long run. But yes, so I would encourage you to, what's a minimum lean tool setup, and then storage units. Start with one on the center of your market or something that makes sense. And then as you grow your market, just go ahead and stage up, set up another one on the other side of your market, and you keep expanding that way. And you don't have guys hanging around the shop drinking coffee on the clock, because that adds up really fast and chews through profits.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Brandon, you're up.
So I would say right now for me, I don't necessarily have anything super pressing. So I'm good.
All right. Craig?
Mine's a fairly quick one. So the interior designer, so offering color consults that we discussed about last Mastermind. So I want to do, instead of offering a discount, offering free color consultations. So it turns out that my cost to the interior designer would only be basically $100 for a color consult, which is amazing. So there needs to be like a threshold that I start offering that at. So I was thinking like any job over $1,000, I could do that, or maybe 1,500. Anybody's thoughts on that? Has anybody actually done the offering of the color consults?
So here, hold on. Let me lead and you guys can jump in. I want to remind everybody that it's not just about the job. It's about the referral network of that person, right? The referral network of that person. So if this person is like isolated, doesn't know anybody, they're a hermit, there's not much of a network there, right? It might be a $10,000 job, but there's no network there. However, if this is like the president of Rotary, HOA, Golf Association, and it's just $1,000 job, big difference. Okay. So it's not just about the sale of the job. And it's not always easy to predict this, but if you can get insight and information about them and their network, then you have an idea of what that potential referral source is going to be. And that's what you really want to value this on. Right. So it's like Club 50. When we see somebody who might be a great referral source, we send them a Club 50, right? And sometimes not. We send it anyways and see if it hits, and sometimes they are. But it's not just about the size of the job, but it's the size of the potential referral network.
I have something real quick. I found that not only does it build value into the job, making it so that I most likely land it, even if it's smaller. My community is a little bit small, and so the networking that happens between the color consultant and the customer then just expands my reach even more. And then also, like Brandon, I have a minimum job cost requirement. And so I just build it in, I just bake it into every single job. So there's not like a minimum amount. I usually won't take a job if it's under $800, just with the logistics of popping over. But yeah, just to make it easy, I just build it into every job, and people have been loving it.
I like that. Right on. Something else you might be able to do is to figure how many jobs we're going to do next year. Maybe it's 100. How many might take the offer? Maybe 70%. Okay, so that'd be 70 customers take it times 100. That's 7,000. I would just add that as a line item in your expenses so that it's built into your hourly salary.
Yeah, because we do the painter for a day, so that's our minimum, and that's $550. Even if I was to bump that up to 600, that would cover cover half the color consult. So then I could offer it across the board.
When you're offering it, here's something else I do is I go OTO. Okay. And I'll put a few of these out there, and I'll just say, listen, I have a one-time offer for you if you're interested. And this is while I'm there. Okay. And then you offer the decorating services, but this is only available while I'm here. The reason why I offer it while I'm here is so that we can move things along, and it saves us time and scheduling and whatnot moving forward. And we really would love to have this job for you. Maybe we get it on schedule for you, please. You want to include scarcity, but you have to let them know ahead of time. Say, listen, I have a one-time offer. If you're interested, I'd like to go ahead and offer this to you if you're willing to accept it now. Would you like to hear it? They always say yes. When they say yes, that's buying language. They're interested. And so that little extra bonus will push them over the edge. And they'll go for it. I would encourage you to use it as a one-time offer. Scarcity is powerful, right? And then also like with the credit cards, finish the credit cards, you can put it on, get your points, and do everything you can to stack those bonuses to get them to sign on the spot. Because if you're closing them on the spot, life's much easier before you're home every afternoon, and you don't have to follow up or write proposals because most of them are closing on the spot for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my thoughts were to actually offer it blast as a limited time offer, like just as a pilot project. Is that a good approach? Like just blasting my email list and saying, listen, for the months of January, February, March, we have a special offer going on that if you book any painting services, you get a free color consultant.
I like it.
It's just a way to drum up business and also promote it through social media.
Mm-hmm. So what I would do, yes, that's okay. And say as a special, normally this is not a regular offer, but as a special for the month of February, I would start with just the month of February. Then you can say, we've extended it into March. Take it 1 month at a time, because you opened it up for the whole spring. I felt like I've got all spring to think about this.
Yeah, it's just like the Black Friday sales. Oh, our Black Friday sale has been extended for the next 2 weeks. Why did I rush and buy on your Black Friday sale then?
Yeah. That started a month ahead of time. Somebody else have their hand up there for Craig? Was it Sonia? I thought I saw somebody. Don't want to make sure it's...
Oh yeah, because I had one that was $1,000 and it was like a 6,000 square foot home, and we did a color consult, and then now she has me scheduled. I have her scheduled in January to do her kitchen, butler, and hallway. It's a big home, so she's like little by little, and I mean it helped go into there. And then I'm not sure what their network is. As I'm getting to know her, I'm hoping to maybe get a little more, because she's in a nice neighborhood that it's one of my target markets that I've been hoping to land into. So like just, so hopefully
there you go. That's a great point. Is it in a neighborhood in your target market? So there's network opportunity. Awesome. Thank you, Sonia. Any other thoughts for Craig? Okay, let's roll out with takeaways. We'll go backwards. Craig, would you lead the way, please?
I'm just frantically writing my takeaways. Just no worries. Just the one-time offer and keeping it time limited and doing it a month at a time. So that's all good information. A very good way to implement it.
Awesome. Thank you, Craig. Appreciate that. Brandon, takeaways?
I actually really like what you said, that like the person who's doing the color consults for you, it's like more about their network and like who they're connected to. And so I thought of this amazing person that I'm going to reach out to. And I was doing color consults for a little while, but that person fell through. But you made me think of someone to go to. So I'm going to connect with her and see if I can get those going again.
Awesome. Very good. Thank you, Brandon. Bryce?
We need to consider pricing out some storage units. I think that's the best route to go.
There you go. Right on. Thank you. Florin, takeaways?
Yeah, looking for the survey. I have to work on it, set up some questions, because we talk about 2-3 questions, but I have to look more deep on it. So set up, so every time if I don't get the job, and I have to send that no matter what, to see where I'm at.
And I would encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and make it a phone call. Far more likely to get an honest response during a phone call, let alone a response. So I would encourage a phone call versus email.
Okay. Cool. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you, Isaac.
On the jam sessions, which focus point will create more leverage? That really stuck out to me. So I'm going to be implementing that for sure.
Right on. Good deal. Glad to hear that. Thank you. Sonia?
There's like the top of mind. And during my jam session, I'm going to go through there and see which one I could start working on.
There you go. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Stephen?
I'm going to get into the jam session. I really haven't been doing much of that. Got to take a little bit more time for that. I agree with the financing is no good. Going down the same road. I'd rather deal with people with money than no money. Newsletter, I got to get one out. Again, it's to follow up with past customers. I think it's a great idea. It's
right on. Quick comment about newsletters. It's really a hassle for us to do them, put them together and think about them. April has an awesome program. I don't know who here is using them.
I am.
Yeah. Excuse me. So if you email April at dybcoach, as in double your business, coach.com, she has a newsletter service, It's $75 whole a month, and it's done, and it's awesome, and it's ABA. They send out values. It's it's the favorite service that she provides. She's got blog writers and Zap services and whatnot, but the newsletter is the most popular. And for us who are running businesses and need to keep this going and keep it top of mind, it's a no-brainer. For $75 a month, it's done. So just email april@dybcoach.com. Newsletter, she'll respond back with a link to get started and a form to just fill out a few questions, the information they need to get you going. All righty. Juan?
I like what you said about show me the data. So that's going to start working on this week.
Right on. I'm going to find that meme and I'll share it with you guys. Some of my favorite memes because, yeah, we have feelings, but man, show me the data, right? I want to work with facts, not feelings. Feelings are important, but show me the facts. Show me the data. Awesome, Juan. Thank you. Hey, Seuss.
Yes, mine is scheduled emails for the warranty anniversary.
Okay, fantastic. And don't be afraid to make some phone calls either.
Okay.
Okay, lean in, brother. Lean in. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Daryl. No pressure,
Yeah.
brother. Close us out through takeaways.
I really like the idea of setting up surveys to send out to even clients that I've lost jobs to. I don't have anything like that, and data is so good. So I'm going to set that up.
Okay.
Got that
Fantastic.
started.
There you go. Yeah. Right on. All right. Thank you all. I want to encourage you to continue to do exactly what it says right behind Jesus's right shoulder there, to dream big. Yes. Hustle smarter. You've got this. Have a great day, everybody.